Have you ever felt like you have to be perfect, to be strong all the time, to hide your mistakes and fears to get ahead? What if I told you that it's the exact opposite of what you need to do to achieve true, lasting success? It sounds crazy, right? But today, we're going to dive into why your success actually depends on your willingness to be vulnerable. This isn't about weakness. It's about unlocking your greatest strength. Let's start with fact number 1. Vulnerability builds trust. Think about it. When someone opens up to you, shares a struggle, or admits they don't have all the answers, how do you feel? You feel closer to them. You trust them more. In business, leadership, and even in your personal life, trust is the currency of all relationships. When you lead a team and admit, "Hey, I'm not sure about this. What do you all think?" You're not showing weakness. You're showing that you value their input, which makes them more invested and more willing to follow you. A leader who pretends to be perfect creates a culture of fear where nobody wants to admit a mistake. A vulnerable leader creates a culture of trust and collaboration. Fact 2. It fuels innovation and creativity. Some of the greatest inventions and artistic creations came from a place of uncertainty. When you're vulnerable, you're open to new ideas. You're willing to say, "This might not work, but let's try it anyway." Think about J.K. Rowling. She faced countless rejections for Harry Potter. She was in a vulnerable position, but she kept putting her work out there, open to judgment. If she had been too afraid of failure to be vulnerable, a whole generation would have missed out on Hogwarts. Creativity requires taking risks, and risk is the very essence of vulnerability. Fact number 3. Vulnerability accelerates learning and growth. How can you learn if you're not willing to admit you don't know something? When you pretend you have it all figured out, you shut yourself off from feedback and new information. The fastest learners are the ones who aren't afraid to ask questions, even the dumb ones. They're the ones who say, "I messed up. Can you show me how to do it right?" This is vulnerability in action. I remember early in my career, I completely botched a presentation. It was humiliating. I could have blamed the tech or the audience, but instead, I went to my manager and said, "I really failed on that one. What can I do to get better?" That single moment of vulnerability led to some of the best coaching I've ever received and fundamentally changed how I approach public speaking. Number 4, it deepens human connection. We are social creatures. We crave authentic connection, not perfection. Brené Brown, a researcher who has spent decades studying this, says that vulnerability is the birthplace of connection and belonging. When you share your true self, flaws and all, you give other people permission to do the same. This creates incredibly strong bonds. Think about your closest friends. Are they the people who have a perfect life, or are they the ones you've shared your real struggles with? These deep connections are a huge part of a successful, fulfilling life. They're your support system when things get tough. Fact 5. Vulnerability increases your resilience.